So if you are going to take my words and twist them in an effort to stay in Porsha's good graces, I don't respect that. That's a little harsh to me. I don't care. This was my moment to clear my name and give understanding. You know why I called you a lap dog? We're still going with the lap dog? She is a lap dog. Hurt. I'm not listening to her call me a lap dog and owning it. That's still disrespectful. You can kiss my ass. That you place a further kiss my mother. Bitch.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keefe, and I'm back with another video. And today we're gonna be talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And this was a good little episode. We see the return of one of the premier OGs of Atlanta, Miss Phaedra Parks. I'm a fan of Phaedra, which I guess is controversy. But yeah, I'm a fan of Phaedra, and we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that she has said towards her segment of the show. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, wanted, securing the bag.
All right, so you know, this is off the heels of Porsha and Shamiia basically having their clash. They're best friends, and you know, they let people get into the middle of their friendship. I'm a person where it's just like, if I feel some type of way, I need time to compartmentalize my feelings, 1, 2, and also need time to think and not react. When I was younger, in my early 20s, bitch, I would just react and swing on the bitch. I don't got time for that because I feel like I'm too grown and not trying to permanently damage friendships. And I feel like Porsha's the same way. Porsha has been in almost 25,000 fights on this show. So the road that they're going down is kind of dangerous because they know each other's tea. They've been friends for 25, 30 years. They've been friends since they were little girls, literally. So it's just like the way that Porsha was like, oh, if you talk about my motherfucking mother, it's going to be a problem, wrong road. Okay, we're really going down the wrong road. Y'all supposed to be, you know, Kiki, that's supposed to be your girl. Like, I get that y'all having a hard time right now, which, I mean, naturally is going to happen because Shamiia plays the background. And like Drew said, you are a lapdog to Porsha, and it's just what it is. I think Shamiia has literally been one of the main characters of the season and really showed that she can be on her own, but I do feel like she still always plays the back. For what reason? Girl, it is what it is. Some people have that personality to shine on their own, and some people, it just was what it was. I also want to talk about Drew and Ralph's social media banter back and forth. Like, they're going through this divorce. Ralph is being petty as hell, and he's literally the worst person to probably want to go through a divorce with because, yes, you hate your wife or ex-wife, estranged wife, cool. But the fact that you're constantly berating her, but then say you care about your kids, you can't say that you care about your kids, but then going on social media doing all the shit to their mother, right? Like I said before, I had this conversation with my dad years ago. You can't say you love me. You can't say you care for me when I'm telling you what you're doing to my mom and saying about my mom is affecting me and I feel like it's hurtful. You can't say that because it's disrespectful. I find it disrespectful, so you need to stop, period. You can't say, oh, I care about you. You know, stop talking about my motherfucking mother, right? You know, we see Miss Porsha. She is over here looking for homes, right? She said that, you know, I am kind of, you know, I'm weary, I'm on the fence, all these homes, you know, all this stuff that's going on, yada, 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 yada. We already know the situation going on with her and Simon. Simon is now allegedly been detained by ICE. And Portia's like, okay, you know, I don't even know if I'm gonna get the house in the settlement. I try to do everything that different than what I did for my first marriage to now. So what can I do to set myself up? So for me not to be over here anxious, let me go look for homes. And I totally understand it because it's just like, I'm not about to sit around in limbo, not try to figure what I gotta figure out. And this man's over here playing games with a fucking house while he's over here in a detention center. I don't got time. So yeah, I'm gonna look for a house just in case shit goes south. The government try to seize all your fucking property because the man has been scamming since before I was born, allegedly. So I'm just looking like, yeah, Porsha, you try to get your shit together because, girl, the government might actually take it. Honestly, truly, don't blame me. But yeah, we see Shamiia and Kelly, they over here meet up at Shamia's home.
You know, I've been going through so much. I feel like the group has been going through so much. Kind of time for like a little vacation.
Shamia's probably has one of the beautiful home I have ever seen on Housewives, outside Vanderpump and outside Dubrow. Shamia's home is everything. Shout out to Shamiia. So Kelly comes over. They're in the backyard. They're sitting by the pool. So they basically say like, look, we need a reset of the group. So much stuff is going on. Bitch, we need to go to one of the Caribbean islands. What are we doing, girl? So Shamia's over here trying to guess the island, and she's guessing everything but the actual island. And then I'm just like, girl, there's only a couple of Caribbean islands. Do what you know. I mean, you could have said, Barbados. You could have said, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. Girl, they're going to Grenada.
Is it Brazil?
I would love to go visit Grenada one day in my life. We'll see. But it seems like it's going to be, from the trailer, it seems like it's going to be a great trip. And I'm excited to see how everything transforms. So they do a FaceTime with all the girls like, girl, we're going to Grenada. It's going to be great. And all the girls going to be coming. So we segue over to Miss Brit and her husband. And she talked about her bare naked company. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to redo my bare naked and relaunch it. And she was like, yeah, I'm since my insurance license is on pause right now, I can't really do anything with that. So I'm just trying to put all my time into bare naked. I'm like, okay, cool. But my whole thing is, you say relaunch. So did you put it on the back burner beforehand? Is it a redesign? Like, I'm kind of confused on that. Secondly, you said that you sold your insurance company early in the season, but you lost your insurance license because you're under investigation, but under investigation because of rumors. I don't know. Some things just don't make sense, because who sent it to them? How long should the investigation take? Are you just up in limbo? But why would you need an insurance license if you already sold your insurance company? I'm just confused on it. Maybe she wants to do insurance later on in life. I don't know. But it's just kind of confusing. And I kind of agree with Angela poking other questions, because, girl, what does that mean? Like, you're not doing anything with insurance now, so. Okay. So we see Angela and Charles. They over here talking like grandma and grandpa.
Drywall. Oh, God. He talking about me. Angela, you don't got to worry about nothing. My guys are coming here.
It's a sale.
Shamiia goes down to the radio station, and she's over here promoting her song, Never Had. Great song, love it. However, she's shading Drew's song. Like, oh, she said she could speak like 5 languages, da da da. Girl, you can't speak 5 languages, girl, da da da.
Okay, so when people start out saying, I got 5 different languages that I can speak, you don't speak 5 languages. Oh my gosh.
So Drew in the after show was just like, I'm not talking about actual 5 languages. I'm talking about the love languages. But Shamiia is over here taking it, and she, she's feeling her oats. So she's going to be over here on the radio station, giving it, just throwing shade, thinking it's funny. But my whole thing is, you listen to her song, you quoted her song, and you're giving more promotion to her song. So for a girl that you can't stand or can't like, you're really doing a lot of promotion for her. So that's interesting, I mean, I guess you could just over here just, put on your social media posts too. Brit is basically having her, was a country classic, and everybody's coming into like their golf attire, like dressing like they're going to basically like a Kentucky Derby attire, and it was really cute. Had no qualms. The husbands come, everybody come, and everybody's playing nice so far until they go inside. And when they go inside is where I have some type of issues, because they're like sitting down, and the event planner put menus for everybody there.
Everybody outside of our table is supposed to be standing up and having the light bites. They want to sit down. They grabbing more tables, and I told them they no. That's.
And she felt some type of way, because she was like, no, just give cocktails to the other guests, but the main housewife table, give us entrees and food. So for me, I just think it's kind of crazy, because you have all these people here actually willing to show up for you. So, I mean, shout out to that. But now they got a menu thinking that they're going to order food. And now, once people see that, oh, bitch, we're getting served food, my stomach starts to rumble. My liquids in my body is starting to move. Because, girl, I'm trying to make room for this food. Because I see what the housewives are getting. They're getting over here catfish.
They get over here steak, chicken, gravy, mashed potatoes, string beans, motherfucking baked potatoes, lamb chops out this bitch.
And we over here like, okay, can I order some food? I'm like, unfortunately, I would be pissed off, and I'd be ready to fucking go.
I'm embarrassed for her, because Atlanta is hard. You come to a party, if you don't have no food, you will get talked about for a very long time.
And then on top of that, to give insult to injury, you do your presentation for bare naked shapewear. I mean, it's a great idea. I mean, you had a BBL, so I mean, and that's no shade. You said you had a BBL, so I mean, I think that's really good for girls that, you know, have BBLs to make sure their body stay intact. But you only gave the shapewear out to the housewife girls instead of the people that are there. And to be honest, your target market is the audience.
A little shapewear, and I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable. But then afterwards, I was like, you know what? I want something that's more just for every day.
So I don't know why you wouldn't have gave the shapewear to the audience that was there to spread your brand around. Like, oh, this is what it is. Give everybody samples, or even give them samples of the cloth. Give them brochures. Give them, you know, PCA. Give them stuff that's tangible to take home. Like, oh, look, post this on social media. Scan this QR code to go to my website. Do this. First of all, you already know I did a lot of graphic design, a lot of marketing. So, you know, when it comes to visual communication, like, you got to be on your P's and Q's, because it doesn't make sense to you just having it on the show. And mind you, they already say when you bring your business onto the show, Bravo takes a percentage of it. So I'm just like, girl, you bring it onto the show and then nothing comes from it. Like, there's no, you don't have the website, you don't have the link, you don't have this, it doesn't make sense to me. So you just giving it to the housewives. One, the food was already a slap in the face, but now I'm over here, can't even get a sample. I'm supposed to be here for you, girl. Good night. I was over it. I'm just like, I can go home. If I was one of the guests that was watching all this go on, I'm just like, I could just go home. Like, you already did what you had to do to me, made me feel like shit. Okay.
I'm not one of Charles's whores either.
I don't mess with whores.
No.
So Brittany gets up and she's like to Angela, you know, she's like, thank you, Angela, for coming. I really appreciate you coming. I know we had a hard time, but I really appreciate everything you have done. And Angela's like, yes, you know, we called each other everything under the sun, but, you know, I'm happy that, you know, we're good. So Brittany says, you know, Charles, you know, I'm not one of Charles' whores, so I just want to say that. Charles is sitting there just like, girl, how the fuck am I in it? What you bringing me up for? Charles, you already know that Charles is a no-nonsense type of man. And he just very chill. He hasn't said much of anything because he's just here to support his wife. So now you brought him up. And he's just like, I don't have any whores, so what are you talking about? And Angela's like, yeah, and he don't have no side babies either. So he looking at Angela like, girl, what is going on?
Well, Charles does not have a side baby.
Babe.
That snowballs into, you know, things happen. And they were just like, you know, we got over what we got over. I'm happy that we're in a good spot. Cool. I understand you. You understand me. Boom. So that leads to Drew checking Shamiia. She's like, yeah, you know, Porsha, you know, I'm happy that we can be here and coexist. Because there was a lot of stuff that was said about me that I said from Shamiia.
And that wasn't true. So if you are going to take my words and twist them in an effort to stay in Porsha's good graces, I don't respect that. That's a little harsh to me.
It was like, well, you know, I guess I'm the lapdog, right? And Drew's like, yeah. I mean, the way you do, the way you move is a lapdog to Porsha. So she was like, okay, so if I'm such a lapdog, and then first of all, Shamiia starts barking.
Lapdog and owning it. That's still disrespectful. Kiss my ass. She's still disrespectful. You would hear me. I don't hear her saying that to me. You place a further kiss my bitch.
And Drew's trying to explain the whole college, paying for Portia's daughter's college. I don't think that it came out of malice, but I do think Drew was being shady.
Positive, Drew. These royalties and the way this publishing is set up, that's going to pay for PJ's whole college. So I feel like it's going to be a big blessing on the other side.
Like, the way that Drew said it, even was like, well, you know, if her college is already paid for, you can buy her some snacks. It was just like, it shouldn't even got brought up. It was just being shady, right? But like I said before to Shamiia, you put yourself in a situation where you jump in for your friend every time, and at some points, there's no need for you to. And you make yourself look crazy because Porsha has shown to you, especially now, we've seen 7 incidents where Porsha has not been loyal to you and not has been a friend to you and had let people talk about you.
We are at a classy establishment. So if you guys have some side combos that y'all need to have, y'all gotta take it outside.
So I'm just like, you look crazy to even be defending Porsha, but to each his own. It's not my friendship. So they just going back and forth, and you know, Shamia's like, yeah, whatever, bitch. And Drew's like, it is what it is, da da da. So Brittany basically gets up and she's like, you know what? If you guys want to have a one-on-one conversation or want to argue, you could do that outside, not at my event. I'm just like, well, girl, too little too late, because they already got it out the way. So Everybody just gets up and starts leaving the event. They talking their shit like, girl, she had her food ready, da da da. You already know how they doing. At the end of the episode, oh shit, I forgot about Drew over here checking Dennis. So we see Drew at her signing, because you know Drew over here got signed to a record label, and she basically calls Dennis because Porsha said that Dennis said Drew was trying to fuck him so she ain't gotta pay for studio time. I mean, we already know as an audience that he didn't say that. He told Porsha he didn't say that. She's just over here assuming. So Drew just basically asked him like, okay, you know, before we go on, I sign these papers and we do this project fully, like I want to make sure that, you know, this wasn't true. He was like, no, it's not true, blah, blah, blah. She's like, okay, cool. I trust your word. We're going to be good. They signed the papers. They celebrate. Shout out to Drew. Drew's album is nasty. Drew's album is so good. I've listened to her album since it came out. So good. Shout out to Drew. And when I put it on the playlist and people hear it, they're like, oh, it's, you know, it gets shoulders moving. It gets shoulders grooving. So shout out to Drew. I think her song is great. At the end of the episode, who do we see? Phaedra Parks.
I regret how I left the group, but he who is without fault cast the first stone.
The Phaedra Parks is back as a full-time housewife. How? I don't know, but she is. I like Phaedra. What made me re-love Phaedra was the fact that she did Traitors, and I think that she annihilated everybody on that cast. Phaedra was the ultimate traitor, and I think Phaedra is one of the wittiest women on TV. With that being said, I have to be honest. When she came back in her confessionals and she's explaining how she exited the show, basically her
Phaedra, you got caught in a megawatt lie.
I mean, obviously, I didn't think this was going to happen like this. When I started,
her got fired. We already know the situation where Porsha and Phaedra basically said that Candy was trying to drug and rape Porsha in a sex dungeon. We know that Candy doesn't even drink. She don't do drugs. She might be hypersexual, but she don't drink and don't do drugs. So Candy had this whole blow up, and you know, it lost Phaedra's her job. The fact that I feel like Phaedra basically, she talked about it but didn't really own it, and then didn't tell us who told her, which allegedly I heard it was Carlos King. I heard, girl. But it's just one of those things where I'm just like, you have to take full accountability for what you said. Even if you don't fuck with Candy, you don't like Candy, you still have to take accountability for what you said. You told Porsha that shit, and it was kind of fucked up, and it was nasty. It was rooted in some nasty shit. But I can put the full blame on Porsha, because Porsha took that information and ran with it for that whole season. Didn't fact check shit. Just blurted stuff out like it was facts, because Phaedra told you, and you look like a fucking idiot the whole time. So my whole thing is, I can see where this is going to go with Phaedra. We'll see. She's already coming in throwing shade at the girl, so I'm just like, girl, good luck at the reunion. But we'll see what happens. Freaking Frack is back, so I don't know. It's getting spooky. But y'all, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black View. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a y'all and break your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around, cause I excite you. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This Cyber Candy all I really asking for. Now I got to go. Got